I'm Mindy from Cute Girls Hairstyles, and today we're gonna do a fab or fail, highly requested fab or fail. So you guys have asked me to review and test the Dyson Corrale straightener. To give it a really great test run, I am going to compare it against one of my favorite straighteners of all time, my GHD, as well as one that I found on Amazon that has 35,000 positive reviews. We're gonna do it and see if it's really worth the huge $500 price tag. Let's get to it. First thing you notice when you pick up the Dyson is it's pretty beefy. Compared to a normal straightener, it's significantly both longer and wider and much heavier. It's supposed to be under 2 pounds, but when you're lifting, there's a significant weight difference to these two. So if you were taking this to travel with in like a suitcase, I do think that would be annoying and a little bulky. One of my favorite things about my GHD is how fast it heats up. So I'm gonna turn it on, you'll hear it. And when it beeps again, it's hot. So it heats really fast. I'm gonna do the same thing with the Dyson. Okay, that's done. That's how fast this one heats up. So the GHD is always at 365. You can adjust the temperature up or down. I'm gonna turn this one to 365 as well, and we're gonna see how long it takes to heat. Okay, on this one, this is the HSI Professional from Amazon. It's not anything fancy. It's 35 bucks on Amazon. It's just a flip. Oh, this one beeped. Okay, that one was pretty fast too. I do think the GHD was faster. I'm gonna flip this one on. This goes up to 450, but it's just a little turn dial. Can you see this? So I'm just gonna kind of try to guess where 365 would be so that they're all roughly around the same temperature. Okay, so the deal with the Dyson is you will notice no cord. It's supposed to be cordless. They say online that it lasts for 30 minutes without a cord. Now, most people can probably do their hair in 30 minutes unless you have really long, really thick, excessively texturized hair, and then it might take a little longer, which would be a problem. Also, in my experience, typically straighteners that claim that they don't need a cord, to me, don't hold their heat. What you start with at the beginning doesn't necessarily have the same heat that you end up with at the end. So I tend to dislike things that don't have cords. Also, because it doesn't have a cord, it has a battery that you have to remove and take out every time you fly, because it's not a flyable battery, which I find annoying. So, or you just forget, and then I don't know what happens. Do you have issues with the plane, I guess, which isn't good either. Okay, so let's try this. I'm just gonna take a section and run it down my hair. I've literally not used this at all before, so you guys are experiencing this with me the same time. Typically I go over my hair like at least twice, usually twice. Okay, I do feel like it straightened my hair. It gave it a pretty good straightened effect. On this side, I am going to try the GHD. Okay. Run it down. You'll notice there was no tugging or ripping. Do it one more time. Like I said, GHD only goes to 365, so what you get is what you get. You can see GHD, Dyson. When I run my fingers over my hair, this one feels just a tiny bit smoother than this one. Like this one, I can still feel like texture in my hair strands a tiny bit, but honestly, just visually, they're really close. So the Dyson claims, just so you know, that these plates are like their new technology, the Dyson technology, and that they're called flex plates. So when you press down like this, these flex plates are supposed to adjust and move just slightly so that they clamp onto your hair and adjust to your hair so that you don't have to push as hard or use as much heat. So it claims that over time, it's less damage to your hair because you're not putting as much heat or as much pressure on it. Without using it for months on end on half of my head, I can't attest to whether that actually is going to in reality be the case, but that's what they're claiming their new technology is. So just FYI. I'm gonna try to pull a little section from my back. This is gonna be a little harder because I'm pulling it around my hair a little. And we are going to do just a couple sections right here with the Amazon HSI. So this is the cheapest of the three by far. So let's just go down. No pulling at all with this one again. This one is the HSI. This one is the GHD. And this side is the Dyson. So price-wise, just so you know, Dyson runs $4.99, very expensive for a straightener. GHD, this one, the professional one, runs around $200 to $250, depending on where you buy it. And the HSI, I think, is 35 bucks on Amazon. Again, if I run my fingers down my hair strands, I do feel like the GHDs, like it's just a little smoother feel to the hair. I feel like on my hair, they pretty much look the same. Oh, it's cooling itself down because I haven't used it for a minute. So it's cooling itself down and it's gonna shut itself off, which is nice if they have the auto shut off. So I'm gonna just make sure it knows I'm still utilizing it so it'll stay on. And again, if you don't want to use it as a cordless, you can plug it back in. It claims that it takes about 70 minutes to completely fully recharge, which is pretty fast. And it has like a little sitting dock that it can sit on. Okay guys, I'm gonna go up to my next level and I'm gonna try some curls, some flat iron curls with both of them too, just to see what we think before, because anyone that loves a good straightener loves good straightener curls, and it just gives you a second way to style your hair. I should also note, for those of you that are wondering, I did blow dry my hair this morning. I did apply heat protectant before I started, and just for the record, typically my hair is around a 2A, 2B type. So I do have natural waves to my hair. It's not super curly, but it's not straight either. So just for fun, let's try to do a curl. It's rounded edges enough that it does allow for a nice curl. Like the edges of the actual tool are rounded enough that it still allows for a curl. And you can see it gave me a pretty good curl. Let's try on this side. I'm gonna try the GHD. I do think, I will say, when I have noticed this before with my GHD, that for some reason, the plates, the way that they sit, this isn't my favorite one to curl with, I'm gonna be honest. Like, something about it, it's like the curls slide out of the plates a little bit, so it takes a little more management to get the curl. So I think curl-wise, I mean, you can see they both ended up curling, but I did think the Dyson maybe won in that one just for ease of use. It, like, as you turned, the flex plate still held onto my hair tight enough. Just for fun, I'm gonna try the HSI now. This is the Amazon one. Whoop. There we go. It's a little less round, so we'll see what this one does. And the plates are definitely, I feel like this one, just the plates have a harder time gripping the hair. So again, it did curl, but I had to fidget with it, which isn't my very favorite. So, on the curls with the HSI. Like if I were gonna comb them out, I probably wouldn't have much curl left after I was done with this one. Where with the Dyson, I got a good curl. And with the GHD, I got a good curl, but I had to play with it a little bit. So Dyson probably won on that one, but I actually have a different straightener that I really like for curls that isn't $500. So, okay, let's go back to straightening. Okay guys, the Dyson just beeped at me, and just so you know, I mean, you can see we've probably been filming for roughly 30 minutes, and it's beeping at me to tell me that I'm on the lower half of the battery. So it really was roughly about 30 minutes worth of battery. I will say that as I'm still using it and it's been roughly 30 minutes, I do feel like it's maintained its consistent heat for those 30 minutes. But it is only gonna give me like 30 minutes and then it's gonna be done. So, I mean, I could always fix that by just plugging it in. You can use it with a cord too. But just go into it knowing that if you're buying it for the cordless portion of it, you got about 30 minutes and then it's done. Okay guys, so here we go. This is pretty much half and half of my hair. This side, GHD, this side, Dyson. Let's finish it up. In my opinion, if you're looking for a corded tool and you're willing to spend $500, Dyson's probably your best bet. For me personally, I don't feel like it's worth the extra money. It's heavier, which I feel like is a pain. I wouldn't love it to travel with. It's very heavy in a suitcase. And I feel like when I look at my hair, I mean, they're really close, but I love a good, like, straight, almost silk press look for my hair when I want straight hair. And I feel like the shine and the silky, slick look on this side with the GHB is just a little bit better than the Dyson. Are you ready? So here's the spin. This is the GHD side. This is the Dyson side. You see the shine, the silkiness. Probably the one downside in my opinion on the GHD is that it only gives you one temperature. You don't get to go up or down based on your personal hair needs. For me personally, the Dyson isn't worth the money when I could buy 2 of the GHDs or 1 of the Dyson. And I feel like they work almost exactly the same. So being that I'm a mom, being that I have kids and a family and other places I'd rather spend my money, it's probably not worth it for me. So there you go. On a fab or fail, I mean, it works, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. It's not like it was a fail. The actual product works. Based on the price, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down because it's crazy expensive. And also, just as a reminder, always with Dyson, part of what you're paying for that makes it crazy expensive is the newest technology. So, I mean, if you are somebody that really thinks that it's going to allow you to not fry your hair over and over and over because the technology is that good, then this might be worth the extra money. Let me know what you think. Do you guys think it's worth it? Have you tried it? Did you love it? Leave me a comment below. If you haven't already checked out our other Fab and Fails videos, you can do that by clicking the link over here. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.